too. What's your message to the returning guys as you look ahead to next year? And how do you feel about that group of guys that's coming back?
Yeah, individual meetings all day today, and I've got a few more here this afternoon. So I've already seen most of the team today, but a lot to just get their thoughts a little bit on it. I'll have meetings again with the guys right after spring break and talk specifically about workouts and where we need to see some improvement, what we need to do. I think anytime you've got this many guys back, 14 of the 16 guys on the roster are back, and so you get a little bit of improvement from 14 guys, and all of a sudden your team's quite a bit better. That to me has been our experience here. Is when you return a bunch of guys, they've been through our practices, they've played in some games. You got an opportunity to get a lot better, and I think with the number of young guys, the number of guys that played in their first action, those experiences are good for those guys. So I just think we're going to see some improvement from a number of different guys because we've got so many of them back, and that'll be a big part of it. And after that, it's really it doesn't change. We expect that the guys that'll be seniors will take on that leadership, and I think we've got what'll be a great group of seniors. And then you got to get to work. There's no secrets. I told a couple of guys this morning already, and they hear it from me all the time. I mean, there's no tricks and there's no secrets. You just got to get to work. And we've got the kind of group that will.
Did you watch the championship game, and what did you think of how?
I watched part of the second half. Part of the second half.
Do both those teams get in the NCAA tournament, you think?
One of the two does. Illinois State is it's going to be tight. Yeah, it's going to be tight. And part of that is because our league didn't offer the kind of numbers that you hope it does every year, and we were part of the problem this year as opposed to being part of the solution. As a league, you've got to have opportunities inside the top 100, and we did not have that this year. They played each other, and that was it. So from a league standpoint, we've got two teams that are good enough to be in the NCAA tournament. Obviously, Wichita is going to be. Illinois State's good enough, and if they do get in, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I don't think anybody here would if they beat somebody or beat two teams because of the way they defend and what they've got going. They got a great point guard, as we know. And I've said it before, getting into the NCAA tournament, as hard as it is to beat people when you get there, as we have found out and as we know, it's harder to get in. Getting in is the hardest part of college basketball. I don't think there's any question about it when you are in the situation that we're in. And so there's not a lot for Illinois State to look at in terms of top 50 and top 100, and that's a big. There's other criteria, but that's a big one. And that's in that case, from a league standpoint, we didn't do a good. We just didn't simply do a good enough job. There were no top 100 opportunities outside of each other, and that's not good. That's not acceptable. Because it's already difficult enough to get in that large bid. You come into league play and there's nobody there for you except one other team. That makes it tremendously hard to get in that large bid.
Speaking of that, there was an article in the Peoria Journal. Their writer talked with Doug Elgin, and it sounds like Wichita State's seriously looking at maybe being